this is Ginger Holiday. I look like this today. Today I'm gonna do a little something different on this vlog. I'm gonna teach you how to make, or the way that I make, homemade cat food. Yes, I am a crazy cat lady at this point, though I only have one cat, so I guess I'm not crazy yet. I got the recipe from catinfo.org. I want to preface this also by saying I'm not a veterinarian, obviously. I'm an entertainer and a singer and whatever else you want to call me. Crazy cat lady. Yeah, so I would suggest reading this website all the way through like I did, and then do it exactly how she says it, which I'm doing it pretty close to what she says. I don't have a grinder, and that is a meat grinder. So I'm going to use a food processor, and so the recipe will be a little bit different. But I would suggest, yes, read her website and follow the steps exactly how she says. This recipe will produce less stinky turds, which is what I'm going for. Not cool with that. Especially dry food. I would never feed my cat dry food. That stuff's gross. Would you eat dry food? I wouldn't. Also, canned food is pretty good. I use the Trader Joe's brand canned cat food when I'm not going to make the homemade stuff. I've been using that for a while now because I hadn't been able to make homemade stuff for a while. But the thing about that is it has grains in it, and according to this website, she recommends that. Well, and she is a veterinarian. She says that cats do not need those things. They eat meat. That's what they eat. They would be hunters, they would eat mice, they would eat birds. I feel like, it's like, would you eat McDonald's every day? Probably not. You would have a very short lifespan. So I feel like that is the commercial cat food industry is basically kind of like McDonald's for cats. Alrighty, let's get to it. First, we'll get out all of our ingredients. Chicken thighs, taurine, fish oil, dry E vitamin, B complex vitamin, bone meal powder, light salt, but if you don't have that, just regular iodized salt, and good old chicken liver. I don't eat chicken or any meat, so I'm gonna guess 350. I'm going to wear gloves, 'cause gross. Now we're gonna open this up. Voila! And now you're gonna want to rinse them off. You're gonna need 3 pounds of chicken thighs. Wash those nasties up real good under the skin. Ugh, that's so gross. So it's about 2 pounds and 10 ounces. You need about 3 pounds, but I'm gonna go with this anyway. It's alright. I'm gonna use a little bit of olive oil so that it doesn't stick to the pan. Okay, then I'm just gonna put these babies on there. Now, I had to Google how long it was gonna take to cook those, because I honestly haven't cooked chicken in 10 years. So I'm gonna go with, since it says 20 minutes, I'll go with 10, and we'll see how that works out. Good to go. Whoops, forgot the chicken livers. Oh my, frozen solid. Ugh. Flipperoo. Doesn't that look delightful? Alright, back in the oven. pull these out. Ooh, smells like chicken and stuff. Now, I'm gonna let these sit here for a little while just so they can cool down. Now I'm gonna be using a food processor. The website recommended a grinder, but I don't have one and I don't plan on getting one anytime soon because this is only my third time making this, and I'm doing this now because he was having a pretty nasty reaction to the canned food, so I'm just seeing how this is going to affect him. Anyway, so yeah. For this recipe, you're going to need 8 ounces of water. I use clearly filtered water, which is a brand. It's like Brita, but it filters out most of the fluoride. And fluoride's nasty, and if you don't believe so, go check it online. And there's a million resources and sightings about why fluoride is poison, but that's another story. Next, it says to add fish oil to the water. 2,000 milligrams per serving. That means per 2 pills of this is 2,000. The recipe calls for 5,000 to 10,000 milligrams. I'm going to use 6,000 just to have somewhere kind of in the middle. So this is 6,000 milligrams. I'm going to put them right into the water, and that's just to loosen up the capsules so I can open them up and squirt them into the water. Oh, and in the recipe it specifically says not to use cod liver oil because it has plenty of vitamin D and vitamin A in the liver. So just use the fish oil, just the pure fish oil with, let's see, does mine have, this is the one, okay, so this is the one I'm using. Yeah, just the pure fish oil is what she recommends. The next thing is dry vitamin E, 4 IUs. And it is powdered form. This is the one I'm using here. A pill here. The next thing is the B50 complex. I have it in the pill form, powdered pill. We're going to do taurine. It calls for 2,000 milligrams of taurine. This is just the taurine here. 2,000 milligrams. The next thing is bone meal powder. If you're using a grinder and you're going to grind with bones, she really recommends using a grinder and using the real bone. But since I don't have a grinder and you can't grind bones in a food processor, I'm just going to use the bone meal powder. And this just... So she recommended 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of the bone meal. And then half a teaspoon of the iodized salt. She recommended more if you were going to use light salt, but since I couldn't find any, I'm just going to use this. Stir that up. Alright, so I've been letting this sit for about 20-ish minutes. And these have bones in them. I'm gonna debone them because I obviously am not using the bones because they won't go in the food processor because they cannot be ground up. Okay, so now I've deboned it. Here are the bones. I also took the cartilage pieces out because I really don't want anything chunky that could jam up the food processor or get stuck in my cat's throat. I don't want to take any chances at all, so because I'm not using a grinder, this is just the best way to do it for a food processor. Put a little bit in here because I don't know how much is gonna grind up so far, so somebody wants some chicken. Well, looking good so far. Alright, I have removed the gelatin capsules from, as you can see here, from this concoction. This is all of the supplements and they're going straight in here. Now this might be a little bit too much liquid. We'll see. Okay, we're ready to blend again. Doesn't that look scrumptious? Mmm. Alright, who's hungry? No? Come here, Neen. So I got about that much out of that batch. I'm gonna freeze this and refrigerate this, and once this is getting close to empty, I'll put this in the fridge and just take from this. Alright, so yeah, you can freeze this for, I can't remember what she says, probably like 6 months, and then this, I would say have fresh food in there for weekly feedings. I didn't mean weekly feedings like I was only gonna feed him once a week. I mean like keep some in the fridge for enough for a week and feed him whenever he's hungry. Well, that's what I do. Just whenever he's hungry. He's not a very big cat. He doesn't eat that much. They say on the website that they'll eat 4 to 6 ounces a day. So that's just depending on the size of your cat and how much he eats. Since this is a Ginger Holiday vlog, I will now play you a song. Thanks for watching. It's still pretty hot out. That was the reason I didn't do a song yesterday. I just got really hot and I just didn't want to do it. So it's still pretty hot. I'm just gonna do a very basic song. The song I was going to do yesterday, it's an instrumental that I came up with. It doesn't have lyrics, so I will put lyrics to it later. I just wanted to get something out there for today. I'm still learning the ukulele, and so I'm not super fast on my transitions. So you can tell me how much I suck all you want, but hopefully I'll be getting better. That's kind of the purpose of these vlogs, basically, is to put myself out there, but also to practice. I really want to get better at this, and I want to perform live. That is my whole goal here. Alright, thanks for liking and commenting on this video, and please subscribe. I got the recipe.